What is going on, saxophone fans? This is Tyler Anderson with GetASax.com, your source for the best vintage and pro saxophone gear. Today, we are going to answer a question that we get a lot from people interested in purchasing a soprano saxophone. And that question is, should I get a straight neck, a bent neck, or a curved soprano? In this video, we're going to take a look at each one of those options and give you some useful information to decide what is going to work the best for you. All right, let's check out some sopranos. The three sopranos that we're going to use in today's video are first the Yanagisawa SWO1 Professional Soprano. This is going to be our straight neck soprano. Next, we're going to take a look at the Yamaha 82ZR Custom one-piece bent neck soprano. And lastly, the Yanagisawa SC992 Professional Curved Soprano. In order to compare each of these horns, I'm going to play Darn That Dream on each one, and then I'll discuss how each horn feels to play and sounds. All right, let's kick it off with our straight neck soprano. So the straight neck soprano is the more traditional soprano saxophone. If we imagine what a soprano looks like, we typically think of one with a straight neck. It's just what we're used to. In terms of tone, the straight neck, I think, has a bit of a brighter sound than a curved neck soprano. This makes it a great option for pop and R&B playing, which is likely where most of you are going to end up using the soprano saxophone. The straight neck soprano is also typically going to be the more affordable option out of all of these. So if cost is a factor for you, checking out straight neck sopranos is probably a good place to start. Now, the biggest difficulty with using a straight neck soprano is comfort. Because you have to hold the instrument out in front of you to get a proper embouchure, it becomes really difficult to use a neck strap with a straight neck soprano, and your arms and your hands can get really tired after playing for long periods of time. So it's a really great sounding instrument, but it can be uncomfortable to use if you're not used to it. All right, let's check out our curved neck soprano. So the bent neck soprano is more of a recent development when it comes to soprano history, but it has gained a lot of popularity. There are a lot of sopranos now that come with removable necks, and they usually come with two necks, one being a straight neck and one being a bent neck. And we found that most of the time, people just end up using the bent neck, and the biggest reason for that is comfort. With a bent neck, you don't have to hold the soprano out in front of you so far. You can hold it closer to your body while maintaining the proper embouchure. This makes it incredibly easy to use a neck strap and removes pressure and weight on your hands that can make it very difficult to play. Now, in terms of sound, I feel that the bent necks have a bit of a darker sound as compared to the straight neck, but it's really not that big of a difference, but just something to note. All right, let's check out our curved soprano. curved soprano is definitely the less traditional soprano, and some would consider it a bit of a novelty. I like the curved sopranos. I think that they provide an interesting and different soprano sound that I think can be fun to use in different settings. The curved soprano is really easy to use a neck strap with, so you do end up not having pressure and weight on your hands. But because your hands end up needing to be so high up to play, it can be a little uncomfortable holding your hands up like this for long periods of time. It just depends on whether that's something you're willing to get used to or not. Now, my favorite thing about curved sopranos is recording them. With the other sopranos that I played today, I had to use 2 microphones. I find that I typically always need to use 2 microphones with the soprano because it's really difficult to get an accurate sound across the whole range of the instrument. But that's not an issue with the curved soprano because we're basically dealing with something that's really similar to the alto saxophone. So it's really easy to get a great recording of a curved soprano with just 1 microphone, which I think is something to consider if you're wanting to record. There you have it, everybody. I hope that that information helps you decide what soprano saxophone is going to be the best for you. All of these are great options. It just comes down to personal preference. Make sure to hop on over to getasax.com to check out our world-class collection of saxophones and saxophone gear, and also check out our 3D printed line of mouthpieces, which are all 3D printed copies of some of the best vintage mouthpieces that we have found. All right, everybody, have a great day.